gorgeous individuals, it's Kav here, and today I'm going to be talking about killers in books. You see my killer getup? Do I look like I'm gonna murder someone? No? Okay, good, because I'm not gonna. This was a tag created by me! So basically I was looking around BookTube for a Halloween related tag to do, and I didn't see one that had been really popular this year, so I decided to come up with one myself, and this is what I ended up coming up with. So I have 7 questions about killers in books, so let us just jump right into it. Name a book with a protagonist who's a killer. For this one, I'm going to go with Mask of Shadows by Lindsay Miller. This is actually the book that inspired the tag's creation, and I have a full review of it up, so I will link that either up there or down there. But essentially, this story is about a main character, Sal, who is a gender-fluid pickpocket thief who enters this tournament to become the next trained assassin, basically. So to win this tournament, you have to kill people. So the main character ends up having to kill people. That's not really a spoiler, you know, because they all have to kill people. It's part of the rules. Yeah, that's why I chose this one. It was a really good novel. I give it 4 out of 5 stars, and I highly recommend it. And I feel like it's perfect for this season of darkness and stuff because it's a great fantasy novel, so you should read it. A book with a killer you feel for. And what I was going for with this question was to essentially ask about a book with a character that you kind of feel emotionally for. For this one, I'm going to go with Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare because it's not a real video if I don't talk about Cassandra Clare at least 20 times. And I chose this one because the villain of this novel is one that you definitely feel emotionally for because his story is just kind of sad, honestly. You can see why he's a villain. It doesn't justify what he does at all because also don't kill people, but you definitely can see where he's coming from, and it is kind of sad to see his story. Name a book with a killer origin story. See what I did there with the pun? For this one, I'm going to go with The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. And no, I'm not talking about Valentine Morgenstern because he's just kind of a bigoted ass. But I am talking about Sebastian, who is such a great villain. I think that he was just created so well, and his story is literally that he is a demon. Literally how he was birthed is so interesting, and his villainous behavior is just so interesting, and I just really love him. He's my 2nd favorite villain of all time. I think that he is a great villain. If I was to talk about a killer who I pictured as hell, I would definitely say Sebastian without a doubt because he literally is like hell. He wants to raise hell. That's essentially what he wants to do. He's evil, and that's perfect for this video. A book with a supernatural creature killer. For this one, I'm going to go with Messenger by Lois Lowry. For those of you who don't know, Messenger is the 3rd book in the companion series to The Giver, and I don't think this is a book I have ever shown on my channel before, and this could actually work for the next answer too, but I chose it for this one because I just love the way the killing is portrayed in this novel. I think it was done really well. I still remember it. I read this book back when I was in 8th grade, so I was like 13 at the time, and still now I can remember reading it and how I pictured the killings in this because it was done so realistically. A book with a killer that isn't a physical character. Essentially, this is asking for some sort of illness or something of that sort that's a killer. For this one, I'm going to go with They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera, which is Adam's 3rd masterpiece that he released to us mere mortals that we do not deserve. So this isn't really a spoiler because the title is They Both Die at the End, so I'm sure that you can guess that they both die at the end. But yeah, the characters in this novel do die, not due to someone murdering them, and I think that this novel talks about death really well too. So if that is something that you're interested in, I definitely think you should read this one because it talks about both the death and life. It really does get pretty deep. Honestly, all of Adam's books do. He just wants to make us all suffer. In this novel, the premise is kind of that you get the call that you're going to die a day before it happens. So they know that they're going to die. They kind of get to live out their last day knowing that it's going to be their last. The reason it says they both die at the end is because it features two main characters, a Cuban-American bisexual boy and a gay Puerto Rican boy who also has anxiety, which I asked Adam about and he confirmed that he does. I definitely recommend this novel. It's diverse, it discusses important topics. This just became a recommendation for Adam Silvera. That's essentially what my channel is. Name a book with an unexpected or mystery killer. I decided to be really basic for this one and go with the Pretty Little Liars series by Sarah Shepard. I have never actually finished this series, but I know how it ends. I kind of read the last book in the library one day and just figured out the ending, but also if you look it up you can figure it out. Pretty Little Liars is my favorite TV show and it recently ended. I am choosing this novel because essentially it has a mystery around the evil person who was threatening the four girls. It definitely fits this theme of killers and mystery. If that's something you're interested in, you should, I guess, check out the series, but also be aware that it's like 1,500 books. A book with a killer who is the essence of evil. For this one I had to go with Bellatrix Lestrange from the Harry Potter series. Bellatrix is my favorite villain of all time, which is why I have a Funko Pop of her. I love her character. She is my #1 favorite villain of all time, like I just said, because she just is evil. She's just pure, unadulterated evil, and I love that. I love villains who are purely evil, who have no good in them, because as much as I like, you know, being able to feel for villains, I feel like it's a lot more interesting when literally they just are evil. That was the last question for this tag, so I'm going to be tagging Lindsay from the Hufflepuffle, Gabby from Gabriella Pop, Christina from Proud Book Lion, Emma from Emma Books, Kat from Catty-tastic, and Hannah from Clockwork Reads. Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe because that stuff makes me happy. And as usual, all of my social media and my goodies will be in the description below if you'd like to follow me anywhere else. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you are having a lovely day night wherever you are. Please remember you're beautiful and you deserve the world, and I will see you next week with a brand new video. Goodbye!